Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early December 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leo collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we got for the lovely Leos in early December? It's Sagittarius season. We're getting towards the end of the year, my friends. See what's happening. What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Leo in early December. Let's see what's happening. Energy has been interesting for you the past few weeks, so I can't wait to see what we have for you now. What's the vibe? What energy is swirling around, my good friends? Okay, the deck is acting a little funky. It's all good, though. We'll get the energy that's meant for us. What do we have for the Leos? There it is. Thank you. Okay, cool. So this is a big card that represents appearances. It represents self-confidence, how the world perceives you. There's really good aspects to this card, but there's also some things that we need to watch out for when it comes to this card as well. Notice this woman with the room full of mirrors. There's a lot of interesting symbolism here. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the December subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card a little more in depth. Now, you see this lovely lady here. She's wearing that big blue dress. She has the big wig on, and she's in the center of that fancy looking room. And yeah, she's looking in a mirror. So in the positive sense, this is a very Queen of Wands type of energy to me. It could represent someone's self-confidence, self-worth. So for some Leos, maybe you're feeling good about yourself. Maybe some of you have recently had a little ding to your self-confidence. It all really depends on what you're going through. I always say this one links to aesthetics. So whether it's a new look, new wardrobe, doing something with how you present yourself to the world. Appearances is huge with this card, and it can be very good for things like that. Someone might be perceiving you in a popular way or a very good way when this card is here. But it can also swing the other way. For some Leos, if you're dealing with someone that is highly egotistical, you might want to watch out, because not only is this lady looking in the mirror, there's mirrors everywhere in this room. So it's kind of like she's a little self-obsessed. So if you have dealings with any individuals where they're never wrong, they can never be wrong, or there's just ego clashes, that could be a possibility with this as well. Just watch out for battles of ego when this card is here. But I mean, it can be good. Like I said, it can be very confident. So I do like it. I feel like it's a little more positive than challenging here. But let's get into tarot. She could keep looking at herself in that mirror there. And yeah, I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. And yeah, that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's shuffle it up. Get you 3 cards here and see what we got for Leo in early December. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So the mixture of energy I've been getting for you in the last couple of weeks have been like breakthrough, a little bit of a stall out, energies that you may be dealing with for a long time. But last week's reading was titled A Big Temptation. So for a lot of you, even moving forward for the next few weeks, there could be certain things or people that are tempting you into certain behaviors. There could be, there's things you've been refraining from, like there was just a super tempting vibe last week. So that's pretty much what the reading focused around. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for the lovely Leos. What's happening in early December? Good. King of Wands. There we go. Talking about that confidence. I said this one was very much like the Queen of Wands. And remember, that King of Wands, it's not gender specific. It's an energy, and I do like it here in the first position, especially in a fire sign reading. The King of Wands is definitely a welcome sight in a Leo reading. We're going to tuck them in right there by the amethyst. Let's get a couple more out here. What do we got for Leo? Thank you. Lots of people. Doesn't surprise me. And we went through like a stretch of like a month and a half where like all the Leo readings, there were so many people in your readings for some reason, where I'm like trying to get messages for you, but there's just people, and it's like starting again. Let's get another one out here. What do we have here for Leo, please? Thank you. 10 of Cups. Beautiful. All right. So, yeah, still a lot of people here, but I do love this energy. The 10 of Cups is a super positive card. So, let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance here, I know I was doing a little commentary as the cards were popping out. Elementally, I think we're looking pretty good here. We have a card that could represent you with that fire energy, and we have some earth, and then we have some water. And I always say when you mix earth and water here, that is a recipe for potential. We have other people that could be in the mix, especially with the 10 of Cups. That could be family members, groups of people. So we're just going to have to see how this all plays out. It's like people, just a lot of them. So let's just go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number 1, the King of Wands. Lovely. So again, this could just represent you in my simplistic style, not gender specific. And I always say with all kings, if this isn't representing you when we clarify it, telling us what's coming towards you or what you might be feeling, kings represent control of their suit. Now, wands, it's a suit of action. It's inner passion, inner drive, that inner fire and spark that makes us go in certain directions and do things. And it's a great card for making moves. Like it is a big material world card. The King of Wands does rule over the actions you take, where you put your energy. Are you wasting your energy? Are you putting it in the right places? Like that's a huge thing with this King of Wands. Confident, entrepreneurial. There's a lot of great aspects to this card, but as with every card, there's challenges tied in here too. The King of Wands, like the Knight, like the Queen, like the Page, can be very unpredictable sometimes. This King was popping up in reverse, you know, it's like, whoa, all right, that happened out of nowhere. So watch out for feelings of being very spontaneous. I've been picking that up for all fire signs this week, where you might be tempted to act in a way that you don't normally do, or you could just be very spontaneous for whatever reason, dealing with certain situations. And yeah, the wand suits it. I mean, it can be explosive. They can be hotheads. That's another thing here. So watch the temper. Now, moving to the center, and again, that doesn't have to be you. Could just be someone you're connected to, especially if it's fire sign. But moving to the center, we have the Queen of Pentacles, big earth sign energy, which kind of grounds this down. That's why I'm liking the vibe I'm picking up this week, because it's like, yeah, we have all this fire, all this confidence. Then this one kind of brings it back down to earth. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, if you're not connected to an earth sign, which would be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, the Queen of Pentacles is very similar to the Empress to me. When I see her, she is grounded. She could represent motherhood, mother figures, blessings, abundance, fertility, all those great things. So when we see her, it's a welcome sight. Now, as with every other card, she could have some challenges too. If you're not connected to an earth sign, the Queen of Pentacles could sometimes be a little bit stubborn. Sometimes it could be immovable. She could represent frustrations or problems in her reversed meaning. So you see, like, this could be really good. Now, I am getting a very optimistic vibe from your reading so far, especially with these 2 court cards. Like, yeah, there's confidence, but there's a steady energy. And with that 10 of Cups on the back end, I'm very hopeful with how this is going to turn out. But yeah, the Queen, I guess it's a dice roll until we clarify, right? Could be something real amazing, some sort of blessing type of energy. Now, moving to the back end, we have the 10 of Cups. Lovely. Now, you see it here. Cups all up in the sky. There's a big rainbow, happy family, happy life. Now, for some of you, this could just represent home, living situation, property, families. It's all that stuff combined into one, but it is a card of wish fulfillment. It is a win or a victory or something going your way, a happy result. Your cups runneth over. That's the great thing here. Now, all 10s can represent endings. So the 10 of Cups is a card of happy endings or something going the way you would like it to go. So I really like it here specifically. Now, the challenge of the 10 of Cups, if it was flipped in reverse, could be very, very heavy emotions, where someone is really, really in their feelings about something. But we'll just have to see. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here and see what we got for the Leos. God, so what's happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that King of Wands. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, King of Wands time. What's happening? Why is the king chilling out with us today? Thank you. Eight of Cups. Whoa. Okay. Now, I do know Leo is a fixed fire sign, very dependable normally. But when I see the Eight of Cups underneath this King of Wands, for a portion of you, there could be a situation or something where you might want to stop giving it as much attention. Okay. Now, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. When I see the Eight of Cups, it could be somebody walking away from something, of course. But when I see the Eight of Cups, I think of it's not always walking away. Sometimes it could be walking towards something like the Nine of Cups. So it is somebody making a big action. So for a lot of Leos, maybe there's a situation you're experiencing or dealing with where the ball's in your court, where if it's not right now, there will come a time where it's like, okay, now it's your turn to act. This person has done something. Now it's your turn to make a move. I don't know why that energy is coming through, but there will come a time where you might have to make a decision or a call to make an action or a big move here. And I see it here with the King of Wands and the Eight of Cups. To me, it's either making a decision to make a big action, or it's making a decision to not give something so much energy. So there could be something that you're dealing with where it's like, okay, maybe I won't give that as much attention right now as I have been. And that could be very beneficial for you here. This alignment doesn't mean that someone's bailing on you, someone's walking away forever or anything like that. That's not what I'm feeling. But those are the main two things. Either the ball's going to be in your court to make a big action, and that time is coming up quick, or there's just something that you'd probably do better by not focusing so much attention on it. We're going to keep moving. Very simple, straightforward. So we're going to put that Eight of Cups down right there. And let's see what that Queen of Pentacles has to say. And remember, this is just where we're starting here. So we have a lot to go within the reading itself. So let's go in on that Queen of Pentacles now. Why is she here for Leo, please? Where's that Queen of Pentacles here? Thank you. Okay, Two of Cups in reverse underneath this Queen of Pentacles. This could be a difficult individual. It doesn't feel like a whole difficult group of people. Now, for some Leos in this time, there might be one specific individual that even if it's not going on right now, it's like one person more than others where it's like, oh, well, they are who they are. Okay, I don't know why that message is coming through too. It's like someone that may be set in their ways. They are who they are. They're going to act a certain way, and that's just how they are. So take that for whatever it's worth. That's just the first intuitive vibe I'm getting here. Because remember, that Queen of Pentacles is very set. Now, yes, she can represent blessings and abundance, but the Two of Cups, we usually want to see this card in the upright, right? Like usually this is smooth, soul ties, soul connections. And yeah, we could be seeing a very important person showing up here as well. But when I see it in reverse underneath this Queen of Pentacles, those are my two main messages. Either one, there might be one very specific person where they might be a bit more of an issue than they normally are when this energy is all together. Either that, or it's just someone who they're set in their ways. Now that could be a good thing, right? Sometimes it's predictable where it's like, okay, well, I know how so-and-so is going to act, and that's a little comforting, right? Like when somebody is like predictable, that's not always a bad thing. But I'm just getting a big energy of someone just being set in their ways. They are who they are. I do believe any person can change, but it has to come from within, right? Like you can't force someone to be something that they're not. Let's just keep moving. I'm feeling a journey, right? Like the way the energy's moving. But let's see what that 10 Cups has to say. Maybe we'll get a good positive end result. Let's just see what's happening here with the lovely Leos. What's going on for my good friends? Thank you. All right, something coming to fruition. I feel like for a lot of you, your intuition is going to be extremely heightened in this time. And as we've gone on throughout this reading, I know we had a good elemental mix in the beginning. Notice how we've been stacking up the cups, which is the realm of feeling. It's the realm of emotion, your inner world. So just know in this time, you could have a lot of emotional intensity within you. But I do like this. The Four of Cups is not always a bad thing. It's not always stalled out energy. When I see it underneath this 10 of Cups, it's like, okay, your intuition told you something was going to happen, or the way you visualized it coming to be will be. So for a lot of you, this could absolutely be a big win coming your way, or a very positive outcome, a massive winner victory for sure. Because the Four of Cups to me, aside from that person just sitting and thinking and daydreaming, is a big card of manifesting, visualizing. So when I see it under the 10 of Cups, it's like, okay, this is going to come to be exactly we're very close to how you envisioned it going. So I do like this, even though there's a little bit of a choppy energy there in the center. I feel for a lot of Leos, it's not all negative, it's not all bad, because there is a beautiful outcome coming for you. So that's a really good way that this energy is going to close itself out. Now, the Four of Cups, remember, it's very important to really visualize the results that you want in this time, really manifest them. But I'm just getting that huge vibe for a lot of Leos in this time, whether you're a more scientific minded person or a spiritually minded person, your intuition is going to be extremely heightened. And I see something going away that you see it going, where it's like, all right, well, this isn't going to go too well. That's probably what's going to happen. But I feel for a lot of you, there's potential for something to go exactly how you envision it to. So it's important that you really, really manifest the results that you want, because there is a really big win here on the back end, which is nice. So let's go through and do a quick recap here, Leo. A little bit of a mixed bag, but I feel a big positive energy here as well. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we're starting here with the King of Wands and the Eight of Cups. Two main things here I felt is there could be something where it's like, maybe you shouldn't give that as much attention, or put it out of your mind a little bit. Easier said than done, right? But there could be something where it's like, if you stop paying so much attention to it, it's going to improve and get better. For another portion of you, I mean, there could be something that you're not really wanting to deal with too much right now, and that's okay. But there's also an impending action coming where at some point the ball is going to be in your court, even if it isn't right now, where it's going to be like, all right, your move. Someone took their move, now it's your move. Into the center, we have the Queen of Pentacles with the Two of Cups in reverse. There might be one very specific individual popping up in this time that may be a little difficult to deal with. So there might be situations or problems involving one particular person that's starting to show up. But aside from that, I'm also getting a predictability. So I guess it depends on your circumstance, where it's like they are who they are, they're set in their ways. Moving to the back end, I have the 10 of Cups with the 4 of Cups. I told you, I feel like your intuition is going to be heightened in this time, where something's going to go exactly how you think it's going to go. We're very close to it at the very least, but I feel like there is also big potential to manifest the result that you want, okay, especially with all this heightened intuition and all these cups cards. So yeah, big win energy right on the back end, so I do like it. So yeah, please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Let's get a good shuffle here for the Leos in the shadows, please. What's happening in the shadows? And yeah, I always like to pull one of these at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got for Leo? Please. Thank you. The star, yeah, so very similar to how I've been seeing it since the very beginning. Now, the star does represent Aquarius energy, and to me, very, very positive and hopeful. The only drawback when it comes to the star, and we'll talk about the shadow side of the card, is that it's not always right now, right this second. This could be something towards the end result, just like we've been seeing with the 10 of Cups, where there is a reason to be hopeful and see the silver lining, because in the end, you're probably going to come out on top when we have the star card. Now, when we come to the shadow side of the star, to me, this is a card of wish fulfillment and hope. It's usually very positive, but the shadow side of it can be someone that's feeling a little hopeless. So in this time, watch that you're not feeling like something is irreparable or there's just something that's completely impossible. Don't limit yourself when we see the star as a shadow card, okay? Because I feel a good result coming. So Leo, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the December subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the December subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, what do you want Santa Claus to bring you this year for Christmas? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.